I'm Kay with CrateInsider.com. I'm here today with Chris Ferguson, and he has taken us on a tour of Butlerbuilt. So lead the way, Chris.
Well, this right here is kind of just the inventory room. We have seats right here waiting to be picked up. It's pretty cool. Like if you look through here, that's actually like a asphalt late model seat, a quarter midget, dirt late model, and Austin Hill, which won the Daytona truck race. That's his third seat waiting to be picked up. And then we have a bunch of cool stuff like roll bar padding, knee knockers, knee guards, all kind of brackets. So if you ever buy a seat from Crate Insider and you want to mount your easy seat, just call her and she'll actually send you a bracket too for the seat back part of the seat. We have a bunch of seat rails from everything from a bandolero up to a cup car. We really have more stuff in here than I can remember, but this is just one of the rooms. We'll just walk through and kind of look at everything. It's pretty crazy, actually.
Well, I have to say that this tiny little, you said with quarter midget, that is just so adorable. Like, yeah, how old is the kid that's in that seat?
Actually, here's the cool thing about this. We can look at this piece of paper and tell right here, it's 10 and a half. The kid is 45 pounds. He's 45 inches tall. And yeah, he's not very big. So 10 and a half, he measures 10 inches in the hips. He's not very big, but he's ready to race, so we're going to build him a seat.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And if you want to walk right here.
Yeah.
So we'll go through right here. These are the back pads for the Easy Sprint series. On the Easy series, they only come with a 3-piece cover, so we actually make a piece of blue foam that's really soft and nice for your lower back. And we put snaps on these covers to put on all the Easy Sprint seats. And we usually have these, as you can tell, we have a handful of them in stock. We also make steering wheels. We do everything from I think we have a 14-inch all the way up to 17. We do flat, dished, inch diameter, inch and a quarter diameter. We do every type of color. We also have standard aluminum wheels too, so we can powder coat them. If you do neon red, neon orange, neon pink, any color, we can send it to the powder coater and get them to do it to match your car or your wrap. We got a bunch of inventory for any kind of parts for Arai helmets. We carry Arai helmets and next gen, but we also carry shields, pivot kits, anti-fog shields, basically anything for Arai, tear-offs, everything that you can think of. We have a big display up front, which works out nice, so we carry their helmets also.
Great.
And I guess moving down, the next gen stuff, the hooker harness stuff. Everybody loves the guys at Hooker Harness. We have a bunch of sprint car stuff right here too. We have torque tube pads, torque ball shields, the bracketry, all the stuff that comes with them. We usually keep all this stuff in stock. During the busy time of the year, sometimes it's hard, but we do what we can. We also carry drag link tethers, the ones with the sawn in adjuster and also the aluminum adjuster. A lot of the sprint car teams, local and big, the big World of Outlaw guys, they'll call up here, and we usually sell a ton of those a year. So, and then on down we have the double knee guard, which on any sprint car seat works out really good. What you do is you put 2 Zeus's on the bottom of the seat on the flat part, and this actually sits between your legs and keeps your legs from going left and right. And in a sprint car, that makes all the difference in the world. We carry a bunch of we have a bunch of those at all times, and also we have weld sleeves for sprint car lap belts. They come in handy for all the hooker harness stuff. We carry every type of hooker harness. Over here we have, as everybody knows, for the longest time we built standard seats, and we had the bolt-on head supports, the rotted ones, the double layered, all that stuff. We have covers for all of those, for the shoulders, for everything. I believe there's about 50 or 60 boxes right here full of covers, and we have a full-time lady that's in upholstery who makes sure that we're stocked up on all of this. And we'll move on down here. We'll come to this corner right here. We do all kind of leg supports for every type of racing, whether it's dirt, asphalt. We have we have these for dirt late model that naturally they're not very big, so we send you a tab to weld on your seat, or you can bolt it straight up to your seat. They come in handy. The same thing with the bigger leg supports for the asphalt late model guys. they bolt into about every type of car. You ask for the late model version, it usually works in everything. We have the old head supports. We got them in blue, red, and black. Same thing with the rotted head supports. And back here we have some of the chemical stuff for the pour-in easy inserts, which Crate Insider will have, because the easy inserts have been really, everybody that I talked to, I believe I poured inserts for Ross Bells, for Michael Brown, for Hunter Sinnett, all kind of people. They love the inserts. They go in any type of seat. So it's just a polyurethane 2-part mixer, and it makes a mold for you in your seat that fits your body perfect. Then we have Spec Racer Ford heads, which is a whole different type of racing. We have NACA hose. This is a bunch of our bulk kits. We have it all, to say the least. And we'll walk over here and we'll see a bunch of the inventory that we have.
Great.
Excuse me. Right here we have a handful of sprint car, Sprint Advantage slide jobs. These are more than likely either sold or waiting to be sold. We have a double tube slide job. These are all Bando seats that are waiting for head and shoulder kits. So when a customer brings a kid by or does a measurement chart, we can tell them what Bando seat they fit in, and then we'll mount the head and shoulders according to their measurement, which is really nice because the Bando stuff's extremely popular. Over here we have a whole rack of just a plethora of Sportsman Series seats, 17s, 18s, 15s, 16s, some road race, some standard Pro Sportsman, some Pro Sportsman Plus. We have some boxed up ready to ship. We have a handful of asphalt late model seats. We're low on inventory because it is the start of race season, so everybody is buying up everything that we have. We have a rack, which we typically keep it stocked, but this time of year, with our easy seats being so popular, we have a handful of seats. We have probably, I'd say, 25 of them here, 14 and a half, 15 and a half. And we usually keep this rack full, but since we're doing so many of them right now, we have a lot in production. So, and then coming over here.
Yeah, Chris, I refer to this time of year as back order season, is what I call it.
This is fun. This is trying to get seats done, and when everybody starts at the same time is always a blast. But we have some old miscellaneous stuff. Naturally, we built stuff for land speed cars, for cup cars, for drag boats. I mean, it's pretty crazy how much stuff we built for. We got 2 dirt late model seats here, 2 Pro Light slide jobs. I'm pretty sure one's Carson Ferguson's my cousin, so he's one of his buddies is getting into a crate late model. So we have some stuff like that. We have a bunch of so the part about our seats that a lot of people don't know is just the fact that the little pieces are what makes it nice. And we actually have the rolled back panels and the contour bottoms sitting here basically in order by size, and whenever we get a seat ready for that point, Darren, one of our main fabricator, comes over here and custom makes that actual bottom and roll back panel for that seat. So this is his stock and his inventory. He'll come over here, pull what he needs, shape it, mount it up on the seat, and send it on its way. So, and I guess we're about ready. We got a bunch of covers. If you have an older seat, if it's a stock seat, we can always make you a cover. Now, if it's a custom seat, we either have to have your old cover or your seat back to make a cover. But when it comes to the Easy Series, Pro Sportsman Series, Pro Lights, Speedway Advantages, if it's a stock size seat, we can make the cover without having to have the seat back, which is nice because we have customers all in the United States and people from Washington and California. They don't want to ship a seat over here to make a cover. So if they have a stock one, we can get it done.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking us on this tour today, Chris. I appreciate it.
Yet.
Oh, we're not done. Okay.
Yeah, we
keep going.
One more thing. So we'll walk in the fab shop briefly. The fab shop's where everything happens. It's really cool. The guys on Fridays, they leave at 12:30, so they're not in here right now, so we'll sneak back there. I'm sure there's a couple of them messing around, but it's pretty cool because a lot of people don't realize how much goes into every seat that we build here. And if we'll just do a quick little tour of it, it's awesome to see the machinery and to see actually how many seats we're working on at one time. A lot of people don't know this, but at any given point back here, there's 500 seats that we're working on. So.
Wow. And I had no idea you were actually going to allow us back there.
So if you look, we'll just stop right here so I can explain everything from about right here. There's seats everywhere if you couldn't tell, and if you pan out and you can see the whole shop, you can see seats everywhere. And if you really pay attention, you'll see some really cool seats, because you'll see like a Chad Kemenaugh, a Rico Abreu, Scott Bloomquist. If you look at every one of these seats, there's names on them that you will recognize. And it's really cool because a lot of people don't know this, but when we build a custom seat, it's not that one person's working on that seat from start to finish. There is every bit of 12 to 15 guys who do one section of that seat at any given time, and their job is that section, and when they get done, they move it on to the next guy. So there's 4 welding stations right here, and there's 3 full-time fabricators right here. Then there's 2 more fabricators over there, and then there's the owner, Mr. Brian Butler, with the red shirt on. He's in the dead center. He kind of mans the ship. And as you can tell, we have bandsaws, presses, brakes, everything that you could possibly need to build a seat back here. And this is actually just the main fab shop. Back there's a whole nother, there's a plasma cutter, foam, and back in these back rooms, there's upholstery, there's lathes, there's everything that you could think of when it comes to bending and shaping aluminum. And it's pretty cool to see an actual seat come to life. And like I said, when people call and they ask about where their seat's at, and I'm like, we're working on it. Well, when I say we're working on it, I mean like literally there's 12 people that touch that seat by the time it gets done. So it's really cool because like Kyle, Darren, Eric, Wally, these guys have been here for 10 to 28 years. So the quality's never changed because the personnel hasn't. So it's really cool to be able to put out a great product, and that's probably the main reason why we've been able to build up a brand and have the name that we do.
Well, and I'm seeing it for myself. I mean, and these are quite clearly made here in not just America, but in Concord, North Carolina, America.
Yeah, it's everything's done in-house too. Like everything from the foam to the upholstery to the decals to everything. It's amazing to have a place that we basically do everything in-house and we don't outsource anything. It's a little time consuming, as people know if they dealt with us. Sometimes it takes a little while to get a seat, but I guarantee that when you get it, it's going to be the best product you could probably buy.
Wow. Anything else you would like our viewers to know?
I just know that, a lot of us that work here have been involved with racing our entire life, so there's nothing else we'd rather do. Steve, the guy one of the main welders back there, he raced mini and micro sprints. Darren worked on race cars. Eric Spies, which is another main fabricator, his son Josh Spies races Bandoleros. Brian Butler's been involved around racing. Keith Champagne races super modifieds. Caitlin Brown, who works in foam, she works on my car, and she also works at Penske. And then Jason Atkins, who works here too, is involved with SECA and everything else. We're a bunch of racers. We just happen to work at a seat company.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Chris. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in another video.
If you like what we're doing here, hit that subscribe button.